gentlemen, welcome back to the Wrestling Rundown. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Thanks for listening on SoundCloud. This is, what are we doing? Edition? Is it edition 74?
Yeah, edition 74.
Edition 74 of the Wrestling Rundown. I am Travis Colt. This over here is Kevin Hawk.
Hi, that's me.
Thomas Wolf is not with us this week.
And that's Travis Colt.
Hey, we did that already. We are going to be talking about Raw. We got the
Hence why this is called the Raw Review.
Yes. We officially got the brackets for the Survivor Series tournament.
Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe.
Do all that stuff. Check out them links. But let's talk about Raw.
Oh, did I skip?
Yeah, you skipped the whole review.
Damn it.
We're going to talk about Raw now.
It's really throwing me off that Thomas isn't here.
Alright, so we open up with Triple H coming out. And, breaking news, if you've been living under a fucking rock, Seth Rollins is stripped of the championship due to a major injury to his knee. He tore his...
What happened?
Seriously? He tore his ACL, tore his MCL, and his meniscus. It's all fuckered up. He's gone for 69 months.
That's a lot of months. Also suggestive.
We already did that joke. 6 to 9 months. He'll be gone.
629 months?
Yes! He will not be able to defend the championship at Survivor Series against Roman Reigns like he was slated to.
Oh,
so, we had Triple H come out and address that and say, you know what? The person we really need to talk to is Roman Reigns because he is the #1 contender.
He's the top Roman.
Thanks. Roman Reigns would come down and Triple H would try and coerce Roman Reigns into pretty much joining the Authority, giving him the option of going straight to the main event and
facing whoever wins the tournament.
Yeah, still having the tournament happen, but Roman Reigns immediately gets a bye to the finals and faces whomever wins the tournament. Roman Reigns isn't that kind of guy, though.
Yeah, but Triple H is like, Roman, use your noodle.
Really?
And join the Authority.
He didn't say that. Tell me. He didn't just say that.
I said that just now.
No, Roman Reigns says, you know what? I earned it myself. I'm going to earn it again. You know, you can take this offer and you can shove it. And
one thing right now, Roman Reigns, stupidest thing you've ever done. Why do you want to earn one thing twice?
Technically, this would be like the third time he's earned it. Because he won the Royal Rumble first.
Well, I mean, like this specific title shot.
Okay. Because I don't know, he's full of pride, I don't know.
I don't care what he's full of. He's full of bad decisions.
Well, Triple H would announce that his match would be first, and he'd be taking on The Big Show.
What? The Shake Bone?
Him and Big Show had a pretty good match. Yeah. Very, very physical, as usual.
Big Show's looking trim again.
Yeah, Big Show's looking good. He was actually Seth Rollins' replacement on the UK tour. But yeah, I mean, we've seen Roman Reigns and Big Show before. This isn't a new thing for us. But Roman Reigns does pick up the win. Big Show's looking pretty strong. He's getting ready to go for the knockout punch. He's got Roman against the ropes, where Roman's able to sidestep the knockout punch, hit a Superman punch, and then hit a groggy Big Show with a spear, and he moves forward into the tournament.
Yeah.
Up next, we had Kevin Owens taking on Titus O'Neil.
Yeah. This
is weird. Kevin Owens with a phenomenal promo.
Yes.
Tearing down the UK crowd. Talking
As
about
only a Canadian can.
Yeah, talking about how, you guys think you're the smartest fans ever because, you cheer for the guys that are trying to make change, right? Well, you're actually stupid because you follow a false idol like the Queen of England and you think the royal family is a real thing, and that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen some stupid things.
Yeah. Owens...
Fantastic.
So funny. Also, the part in the match where Titus O'Neil just, kind of hyped him up. And he screams.
Yeah. Titus ends up, getting him for, a backbreaker or a sidewalk slam or something. And Kevin Owens just ah! He doesn't like being picked up. That's his thing. He hates heights. But he would end up defeating Titus O'Neil
Pop-up powerbomb!
pretty soundly with a pop-up powerbomb. Oh, man.
That sounds like pop-up powerbomb from now on. Pop-up powerbomb!
So Kevin Owens defeats Titus O'Neil with
Pop-up powerbomb!
to move forward into the quarterfinals of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship Tournament Finals.
And he's gonna face the winner of Neville versus Barrett.
Yes. And Roman Reigns will actually face the winner of a match we have coming up in just a little bit, Cesaro versus Sheamus. But before that, we had Dolph Ziggler taking on The Miz. The Miz attacking that knee that's been bothering Ziggler for a couple of weeks now.
Bothering him because Tyler Breeze hit it with a chair.
Yeah, it's messed up. And then Miz hit it with a chair. And then Tyler just screwed it up more. Tyler's just a dick.
Tyler Dick. Dick Breeze.
Weird. Tyler Breeze is actually also in the tournament. We'll be talking about that in a second. But Dolph Ziggler does beat The Miz with a fucking super kick out of nowhere,
Yeah,
which was
super
phenomenal.
kick party.
They had a really good match. I know we talked about how this is a match that they've probably done 1,000 times on house shows and past Raws and SmackDowns and stuff. So great chemistry between those guys. Dolph Ziggler moves ahead. We've got, let's see, we got 3 matches that are not going to happen on this Raw. They're actually going to happen on SmackDown this week.
Yeah, Alberto Del Rio versus Stardust.
Yes.
That's a weird fucking match. You
Uh,
know what else is a weird fucking match?
Ryback versus Kalisto.
The
And
graphic even looks goofy for that match. Like,
and the only one that actually makes sense will be Neville versus Bad News Barrett.
yeah, the man that gravity forgot versus the king that everyone forgot.
Then we had Cesaro versus Sheamus. These two they went at it. This was probably match of the night, I'd say.
Not for me.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, though, they tried to murder each
Yeah.
other.
The suicide suplex.
That move always makes you freak the
Oh,
fuck out.
I don't expect it, and then when it happens, I think every time someone's gonna die.
Yeah,
It's just
and
a
this
bad
one looked like
situation.
it was going to be close because Sheamus came down like headfirst on the apron.
Yeah. Well, and
And he
Cesaro.
landed on Cesaro's arm.
Yeah, and Cesaro had his arm trapped, caught underneath.
He had like
Sheamus.
a 250-pound missile on his arm.
Yeah, it was gnarly, dude. And, they just continued to whoop the shit out of each other. And so a little side note here, we did have Barrett at ringside with Sheamus, and he got into a verbal conflict with a Manchester United player who was out at ringside.
Last name started with a W.
Yeah,
Woodsy?
something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
If you're in the UK, post down in the comments. We're sorry that we don't know your football players. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
So yeah, that actually happened during a commercial break. So once Sheamus and Cesaro end up going to the outside,
Yeah, which was like one of the fucking awesome prompts to go to the outside was goddamn Cesaro with his goddamn 9-foot drop kick.
drop kicking Sheamus off the top rope, and then hitting Sheamus with that wind up run halfway around the ring European uppercut, knocking Sheamus over into the timekeeper's area. Cesaro actually
delivering himself into the crowd.
He backflips and then gets up and then walks out into the crowd. It's
what if he just walks?
He's
What
gonna
if
walk.
one day he walks away?
Yeah,
that's his retirement.
Yep, that's his retirement there. So he actually gives a high five to the football player, which brings Barrett over. And Sheamus is talking trash to Cesaro. Then Barrett comes over, and Sheamus actually catches Cesaro with a clothesline and tosses him back in the ring. And Barrett goes, "Hey, you go take care of him. I'm gonna have words with this guy." Sheamus gets back in the ring. He's getting ready to deliver a bro kick, but he notices that the football player ends up slapping Barrett, and that distracts him long enough to turn around and get hit with another European uppercut. And then Cesaro picks up the win with what we're calling the Swiss roll, his cool little pretzel roll-up move.
Hammerlock leg over the
Yeah. So Cesaro,
which I'm pretty sure the first time he did it on WWE TV was against Sheamus.
I think so. So Cesaro.
No, it might have been Rusev.
I think I think
That's how he joined the I
that's-
Rusev Club.
Yeah. Cesaro moves on in the tournament, and he will face Roman Reigns in the quarterfinals.
I'm way more excited for that than I was for Roman Reigns versus Sheamus, potentially.
Yeah. And then our final tournament match, we're going to do all the tournament matches and then talk about the extra stuff here. Our final tournament match was Dean Ambrose versus Tyler Breeze.
Yeah, winner of this is going to go on to face Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. So Tyler Breeze obviously has issues with Dolph Ziggler, so he's looking forward to move forward.
And there's a kid who has issues with Tyler Breeze.
So this is Ziggler's Breeze's debut. This is he's
and he gets to cut a promo before the match.
Yeah,
that was a pretty spot on promo from Tyler Breeze.
Yeah, he's
like, I don't always think every promo Tyler Breeze does is great, but that was a really good promo.
Yeah, I mean it was great leading into he's getting
say that Ambrose looks homeless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think he looks like Wolverine from the first X-Men movie.
He does. Summer Rae gets to say her piece, but Dean Ambrose and Tyler Breeze have one hell of a match.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the first time we've ever seen them go against each other, so it was pretty much a treat to everyone at this point. I don't know if I'm sure they faced each other down in FCW once or twice.
Back when he was Mike Dalton.
Yeah. So it's obviously not the first time it's ever happened. But on TV, it was great. It was fun to watch.
It's such a good dynamic because they're two polar opposite characters.
Yeah, you get the dirty, grungy character against the supermodel.
Yeah.
So a fantastic dichotomy there. Dean Ambrose does pick up the win. Tyler Breeze has been working on the shoulder of Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose ended up hitting the missile drop kick and landed on a shoulder funny, which gave Tyler Breeze a slight edge. He started
post slammed his shoulder 8 times.
Yeah,
it was 3, but
he was
I'm exaggerating.
Ended up doing an arm bar while he was on the ground. But
Ambrose back body drops him over the rope.
Yeah.
To the floor, and then there's this kid who's like, "That's what you get, you idiot! That's what you get for messing with Dolph Ziggler."
So because Tyler Breeze messed with Dolph Ziggler,
he got backdropped out of the ring by Dean Ambrose.
And then he got back in and got rolled up by Dean Ambrose, and Dean Ambrose moves on to face Dolph Ziggler in the quarterfinals of the tournament.
Yeah.
So
don't mess with Dolph Ziggler or you'll lose your tournament matches.
So far moving on, we have Roman Reigns, Cesaro, Kevin Owens, Dean Ambrose, and Dolph Ziggler. The other 3 will move forward on SmackDown.
Yeah, and we know that out of the people that moved forward, Roman Reigns and Cesaro will be facing each other, and so will Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose.
Yes. So we're looking at Kevin Owens' opponent, and then the other quarterfinals matchup.
Yeah, come on, Stardust and Kalisto.
Okay, so all the tournament stuff aside, let's talk about some non-tournament stuff.
Yeah.
We had Paige taking on Becky Lynch.
Taking on Becky Lynch.
I almost said that.
This was my match of the night.
Of course it is, because you love both these women.
Yes.
And it was a fantastic match.
These women.
I'm not taking anything away from the match. I preferred Cesaro versus Sheamus, just for how.
Because you like beefy men.
Talk about the ladies' match, because I don't like it.
I didn't say you didn't like it. I just said you preferred it. The other one. Because you like beefy men.
Talk about Paige versus Becky Lynch.
These women hit pretty darn hard.
They did.
And I think that comes from, I always liked the idea in wrestling that good friends make better enemies.
Yeah.
Because these girls have known each other for a long time. They're really close friends in real life. And so you get to see that come out in how they take pride in working with each other. So, really snug forearm shots.
Yeah. I do want to talk about Paige's promo, because she had the interview with Renee Young before the match, and Renee goes, what do you think about facing your former teammate Charlotte at Survivor Series, and tonight you have Becky Lynch. And she goes, well, I'm going to take, Team PCB is not a thing anymore, so I'm going to take that B, I'm going to beat her tonight, so that way at Survivor Series, it's just me and that C. So,
yeah.
If you get her drift, you know what she meant, and it was fantastic. But
it was so clever.
She technically got away with saying bitch and cunt on Monday Night Raw. So, Congratulations to you, Paige.
Offensive letters.
Yes.
But no, the match was good. They had great chemistry. And they kind of pulled one. I'm fairly certain you were surprised by it. But they had Becky Lynch get the win.
Yes.
Over the number one contender.
I did not expect Becky Lynch to pick up the win.
They had a little exchange at the end where Paige kept trying to cheat.
Yes.
Over and over again.
Paige also had the out of nowhere rampage that Becky ended up getting the ropes. So there was a lot of times that Paige was so close, and I thought, okay, they're just waiting for the right moment. She's going to get it. But then when Becky got it, I was super surprised.
Paige did the O'Connor roll and tried to grab Becky's shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up pulling too hard, rolled herself over. Becky Lynch ended up on top of the O'Connor roll with Paige's shorts.
Yeah.
For the win.
And then Paige would attack Becky afterwards, end up getting her on
celebration.
Getting her on the table and doing the Scorpion crosslock over there, and only holding in long enough until Charlotte came down, ran Paige off, and helped.
They had a rampage off.
No, not ram.
Oh.
Ran Paige off until. So she was able to help Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch with a new red outfit on.
Yeah, the red corset. I like that. That's A-okay in my book. More Divas action. After SmackDown where Natty...
You mean they put 2 Divas matches in a 3-hour-long show?
Goddamn right they did.
Okay.
On SmackDown, Natty challenged the leader of Team Bad to face her, and she ended up fighting Tamina. So tonight she challenged Naomi.
Because you are the leader, right? That's what she said on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
She's still trying to cause dissension in Team Bad.
And, the crowd didn't help because the crowd was chanting, "We want Sasha."
And Natty was actually encouraging them to do that.
Yeah. So, Naomi was already kind of thrown off at this point. Fantastic match between these two girls. I'm so glad that, Naomi has been a big part of, the Divas Revolution, but I'm so glad that Natty is getting this focus now. Because she is one that we've been wanting to see her get the TV time she deserves so much, and she's not wasting a second of it.
Yeah. One of the things I really am disappointed about the Divas Revolution is that, right as it was coming into, full fruition is when Layla decided to retire.
I know. Layla could have done so much with the direction the girls are going. I think she has been out a couple different times with injuries, so that's probably what led to it.
Yeah, she's been out more than she's been in the last 3 years.
Yeah,
just from different injuries that happen.
So
she's like female Daniel Bryan happening.
So unfortunately, timing was bad for Layla. But Naomi and Natty had a fantastic match. Team Bad trying to help Naomi win, multiple times. Naomi getting a couple moments where you thought she was going to get it. Natty ends up getting a roll-up on Naomi after tossing Naomi into Tamina and knocking her off the ropes. Sasha had already been taken care of. So she gets the roll-up on Natty. Team Bad then does a triple beatdown again on Natalya like they did on SmackDown, ending with Sasha Banks putting the bank statement on Natalya. So you can kind of see where this is going. I'm betting SmackDown we're going to get Natty versus Sasha.
Why would you think that?
Oh, just a hunch.
I think it's going to be Natty versus Tamina and Naomi in a handicap match.
I would not be surprised. Not in the slightest. And then our main event match, technically, we got one more thing to talk about after this match. We had a 6-man tag team match.
Good match, too.
Yes, all 3 members of the New Day coming out and cutting another hilarious promo.
In memorial of their unicorn captain, Seth Rollins. And they were so over.
Yeah, they were.
Like Big E's little introduction thing that he did.
Yeah.
The crowd was reciting it like it was Road Dogg coming out or something.
It was an Enzo Amore promo done by Big E. Just absolutely hysterical. I can't believe that this gimmick.
Calm down. I'm getting in the ring.
Xavier Woods, just fantastic. Their big gripe was that out of 16 guys in this tournament, none of them were a member of the New Day.
Yeah.
Not one person. So yeah, they were showing support for their fallen captain Seth Rollins, and they were getting ready for a 6-man tag match against Neville and the Usos.
Yeah.
A fantastic trio. This match was really good too.
Yeah, no, it was
a lot of fun.
It's just so refreshing to have the Usos back on TV.
Yes, I mean they were at an all-time high when Jay got hurt, and now we've seen
getting hurt going into WrestleMania.
Yeah,
luckily he got to be there and make the appearance,
but he got taken out really early in the match.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean all 6 guys work so well together. Big E just throwing his weight around. He did the big splash onto Jay's back, which was fantastic.
The Unicorn Stampede.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that has a name. Instead, like Revolving Door was kind of funny, but no, Unicorn Stampede is a fantastic name for that.
And a quick appearance via the trombone.
Yes.
By the trombone. Not via.
Yeah.
By the trombone.
Xavier Woods got to play the trombone for the Irish Whip drop kick. Usos hitting double super kicks on Kofi and Big E, knocking them to the outside, and then just all kinds of Neville doing a corkscrew moonsault to the outside
from off the top rope.
Yeah, after the Usos dove onto Big E and Kofi, but then in the end, there were so many attempts for Neville to try and hit the red arrow.
Yeah, he just kind of sat there on the top rope waiting for it's like everybody just stop moving.
Yeah, he had Xavier Woods down.
Then Xavier Woods got up and he kicked him and put him back down.
And then Big E tried to get up, and so the Usos tried to get him down.
And then Kofi threw the trombone in the ring.
Yeah, and the referee was distracted long enough for Big E to shove Neville off the top rope, and Xavier Woods would pin him, jackknife type style pin with his feet on the ropes, and the New Day would pick up the win.
Yeah.
I thought Neville and the Usos were going to win, to be completely honest.
No, I mean, it made sense. He was only in position for the red arrow 19 times.
Yeah, only 19. So we finished the night off. We've actually been seeing different memories of the Undertaker.
Highlight clips of Undertaker and Kane's careers.
Yeah, all the way through, because the main event tonight is the eulogy by Bray Wyatt to the Undertaker and Kane, talking about pretty much hitting a lot of the same points that he did on his promo last week.
Yeah.
How now he controls all the darkness that these two have been in control of. Talking about how they reigned supreme for as long as they did. They were the ones that people were scared of.
They were the standard bearers.
Yeah, and now all that power runs through the veins of Bray Wyatt.
He drank their blood.
Blood.
Not funny.
Blood. That was for you, Pat. So Bray Wyatt, claiming the ultimate prize, finally saying a final rest in peace to Undertaker and Kane. And if you saw the promo last week, there was a video package that played where it kind of showed this montage of Undertaker and Kane and ended in this warp that kind of disappeared.
Like a toilet being flushed.
And that was the final, Bray Wyatt has control. He has consumed the souls of Undertaker and Kane. So while Bray Wyatt is trying to say this final rest in peace, we get the reverse. We get the warp comes back in. We see the entire montage again with much more epic music. And then the Brothers of Destruction return.
Yeah, the gong goes off and everybody knows shit's about to go down.
Fires exploding, and it looks so cool seeing every time it happens. I'm so stoked to see Undertaker and Kane standing next to each other. It's a fucking cool image. And it doesn't matter how fucking old they are, it still looks cool.
Now that Kane has the mask on, it just makes Undertaker look extra old because you don't see Kane's face at all.
Yeah. Kane's hiding his age. But yeah, just they come down. obviously showing that they have complete control over their elements.
Wyatt started actually panicking a little bit.
Yeah, he was backing up against the ropes, and then you get both Undertaker and Kane standing in front of Bray.
Yeah, well, they were like, Undertaker was coming up the stairs, and Kane was standing on the apron.
Yeah.
And then we had the Bray Wyatt freak out thing.
As soon as both of them step in the ring, the Bray Wyatt thing happens. Lights come back on.
And Undertaker and Kane are magically teleported to the middle of the ring.
And we have all three members, the other three members of the Wyatt family on the outside. And immediately, Rowan and Harper get in and try and go after Undertaker and Kane. They get taken out real quick. And once they do, Braun Strowman gets in, and he tries...
He ends up double clotheslining them.
He takes down both of them at the same time. You know, just
he goes, I'm the face of destruction!
Pretty much like that. And he's so hyped that he just took down both Brothers of Destruction that he doesn't realize that they both did the double sit-up. They get up and they beat the fuck out of him.
They toss him out of the ring and then toss him over the commentary table.
Yes.
The commentators apparently knew this was coming ahead of time.
Oh yeah.
So they were out of the way long before it even
happened. They did not waste any time whatsoever. Brothers of Destruction get back in, end up hitting a double chokeslam on Bray Wyatt in the middle of the ring, and they show that Bray Wyatt has no control, and they're back. And this was a great setup for whatever their plan is for Survivor Series. Yeah. I'm excited to see what we'll get next week, because next week is the go home show.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna get the final Raw before Survivor Series? Are we gonna get more team members for Brothers of Destruction? Are we going to get them teasing people? Is it what is gonna happen?
Undertaker and Kane coming out.
That's not what I meant, but okay. That's a hilarious image that's now in my head. Thank you for that. No, I'm interested to see where this is going to go.
Look, I have a beard. Fuck off.
It's a big fuck off beard.
Fuck buzzers. The ugliest fucking beard.
Regardless of what happens, Survivor Series is looking pretty cool. From what we gather for tournament stuff, we're gonna get the last of the quarterfinals, or the first round on SmackDown. Probably get quarterfinals next week on Raw, and then we get semifinals and finals at Survivor Series. And then we've got Charlotte versus Paige. We're going to have this Brothers of Destruction versus Wyatt family thing. All kinds of stuff. I'm excited for Survivor Series.
Yeah.
I think it's shaping up pretty well.
I wouldn't be shocked if we get Del Rio versus Swagger for the Mexican American Championship.
Probably. And, we'll have to see what else happens. But thanks for watching. We talked about this on the Indie News last week. We have a video from last week that is it might be at 1,000 views now. Thank you very much.
Right before we started recording this, we looked at it. It was a 999.
You know what? Tell them about those links. I'm gonna see if it hit 1,000.
All right. Yeah, we got a lot of links. First off, though, super important: like, favorite, subscribe.
All that stuff. Yeah.
Because if you like us and we're your favorites, we need to know.
Yeah.
We need to get the appreciation,
bro.
And then there's a lot of links.
1,000 views. It says 1K views. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome.
That's our first 1,000 view video, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Was midweek wrap up.
Yes, midweek wrap up from last week where we talked about Finn Balor versus Apollo Crews.
But yeah, we got links. We got Facebook, emails, Twitters, Tumblrs, Reddits, Instagram, and SoundCloud.
Motherfucker. Thanks for all of you that have been listening to the podcast.
Listen to us in audio only form.
Thanks for the people that have been following. Thanks for all the listens over the last week. We appreciate it.
The listens.
I just want to let you guys know how the podcast is going to work.
The listens.
Because we do have limited space.
Yes.
So, for those of you that listen to the podcast, what you'll get is from Wednesday to Wednesday, you'll be able to listen to the entire episode. So, as of right now, if you're listening to this is the only podcast there, and episode 73 is not up anymore. So episode 74 will be up starting Wednesday until next Wednesday. That'll be the Wednesday before Survivor Series, just so you know. And then that's when we'll start uploading episode 75. So, just so you know, you get a week's worth of listening to the podcast, and then the new ones start uploading. Just so you know.
Just so you know.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for sharing. All that stuff.
Tweeting.
We love you guys. You guys are
Our
awesome.
flag asshole buddy from Mania.
Yeah. Dustin, you're awesome, bro. Appreciate the support. Thanks for everyone that's been just liking stuff.
Thank you.
We like you.
Thank you.
Check out that playlist.
Thank you.
If you're watching on YouTube, because there's going to be more videos coming up. All the usual stuff. Midway Grab Up, SmackDown Rundown, Indie News.
Thank you.
Indie News. We're going to tell you about survival of the fittest.
Survivor Series of the fittest.
This is the month of survival.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
A lot of surviving going on.
Thanks for watching.
Oh, can I give a quick update on some stuff that I didn't talk about during Indie News?
Sure.
Because I didn't find out about it until earlier today.
Okay.
So the end of Challenge of the Immortals, we had 3 teams tied in first place.
Oh, shit.
Dasher's Dugout, the Wrecking Crew, and Crown and Court, all tied with 12 points apiece.
Goddamn.
We noted before, a couple shows ago, that Mr. Touchdown had given Dasher Hatfield a special elbow pad.
Right.
We've come to find out that that special elbow pad had been loaded by Mr. Touchdown, unbeknownst to Dasher Hatfield. When Dasher Hatfield found out, he came clean to Mike Quackenbush at the end of Babylon Springs and decided to forfeit their points.
Ooh. Good for you, Dasher. Very noble.
And that was a decision made by Dasher Hatfield, Icarus, and Heidi Lovelace together.
So, Touchdown was not involved in that decision, obviously.
So we are going to have a finals of the COTI, Wrecking Crew, and Crown and Court.
Wow.
We'll be facing off at Top Banana.
All right.
Also, we had 2 guys with 3 points towards a grand championship contention at the end of Babylon Springs. And Icarus, who was already out there at the time, got his 3rd point earlier in the night by defeating Snowflake.
Right.
Or maybe it was the day before by defeating Snowflake. And he says he wants to cash in his 3 points and go against Hall of Wicked. Eddie Kingston earned his 3rd point in the opening match of Babylon Springs by defeating the Proletariat Board of Moldova. And he came and said, no, I want to cash in my 3 points for the Grand Championship. And Mike Quackenbush made the decision for the first time ever, the Grand Championship will be defended in a triple threat match.
That is fantastic.
Eddie Kingston, Icarus, and Hall of Wicked.
I'm so excited for that. So more of that to come up. We'll talk about more of that this coming Monday.
So there's a little extra, little bonus for this Raw review.
We'll talk about that a little bit more coming up this Monday on a brand new Indie News. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.